What is up, everyone? It's Justin Parnell back again with more Historic Brawl, and today we're going to be playing Mishra of Mak Fawa. So, Mishra is a 4/4 creature for 3, a black, and a red, with the ability permanents you control have ward, sacrifice, a permanent, and that's pretty good. That's pretty sweet, but that's not the reason that we're playing Mishra as our commander. Its second ability is each artifact card in your graveyard has unearth for 1 black red. Well, our goal is to dump a bunch of these silly big old artifacts into our graveyard and then bring them back at the low price of 3 mana with Mishra. So we have a bunch of just looting in this deck. We have a bunch of looting, discard, removal, basically things that we need to make sure that Mishra can stick around, like Malakir Rebirth, Feigned Death, Undying Malice. So if people try to kill Mishra, one, they have to sacrifice a permanent to do so, but it's going to cost them additionally because Mishra's just going to come back, and then we're going to be able to untap. And if we play this on turn 5 and have 6 mana on turn 6, we can unearth 2 of these things and hopefully just win the game from there. So I'm hoping that we don't have too many concessions today, because this is a deck that people seem like they just concede when they realize what's going to happen. So maybe we'll get some good games, and I'll try to make sure that we get the best ones for you. So without a further ado, let's take a look at what Mishra's able to do. Before we get into the game, make sure to like and subscribe to keep seeing this sweet, sweet content every week. Alright, first up is Omnath, Locust of the Royal. This is actually a pretty reasonable hand, so we're going to keep. We have 2 mana, Guardian Idol. We have a thrill possibility to discard stuff, a big score to discard stuff. So we're in pretty good shape. Season Pyromancer to discard stuff. We really just want to fill up our graveyard to the best of our ability. So hopefully we can draw a big thing. We didn't. Let's big score, and we'll go ahead and get rid of this Unholy Heat. Alright, there's a Worm Coil Engine. And the great thing about decks like this is you can ultimately just, like we could just cast these gigantic things. Like, I think I'm just going to cast this Worm Coil Engine and make my opponent deal with this. And in the meantime, we'll continue to get the rest of our stuff going. And if they sweep it, nope, they're going to escape the wilds. They're going to go big, which I can appreciate. So we have a Mass Manipulation, which is, I'd say, not great. But you know what that tells us? It is time. We'll enter that. Have that tapped. It's time for Mishra. So if they try to gain control of anything, they have to sacrifice a permanent to do so. Would be sweet if we could sacrifice whatever they tried to gain, but we don't have that, so. But we'll stick with this. We'll stick with this. Being able to protect ourselves from our opponent being extra mean is probably pretty good. If and they're in use it or lose it territory here. If they don't, and all I have to do is sacrifice a land, but still, I doubt that's something they super duper want to do. If we can kill the Worm Coil Engine, yeah, so they take it, sacrifice a land. Fatal Push, obviously, Fatal Push isn't what's going to help us Let's see if we can find... Oh, there's a bone shards. I like a bone shards. As additional cost, we will discard a card. And we will destroy a worm coil engine. Let's discard the might and the weak stone. And then we're going to unearth the might and the weak stone. And we'll get rid of the death touch one. -5. This is death touch. You are gone. And now Worm Coil Engine is in our graveyard, ready to be brought back next turn. They have an uphill fight for sure. Seagate Restoration. Okay. Well, Duress is probably pretty good. Let's see what they got going on. Cool. Crackle with Power. Swan Song. Mizzix's Mastery. What do they got in here? Another Seagate Restoration and an Escape the Wilds. Do they have any deserts? No. They don't have any deserts. Then I think we should take the Wren. I mean, that's the only card that's... that provides a blocker. We gotta exile that. And surely we can find something else on our turn. We obviously don't have anything else to bring back. We found all of our filtering. We found our filtering stuff. I say, opponent might be interested in blocking. Six. We got an Ancient Green Warden. Oh, I'm now. Okay. We'll take one. And then for 4 green, a Dryad? Okay. I guess they can then play 2 more lands and get counters on Omnath. Their next one will be 8. Oh, so, okay, they have a Terramorphic Expanse. They're going to draw 2 cards and put 2 counters on Omnath. Okay. That's pretty good. Well, with Into the North, so... Geothermal. Okay, well... Let's do it all. Okay. Thrill of Possibilities. We'll play Thrill. Well, you know, you'd think that maybe we'd be able to find a thing. That is what I would think. We don't need this lightning bolt. Just a bunch of lands, though. Alright. Well, our opponent is definitely able to start coming back. If, you know... if they start casting these gigantic spells. Crackle with Power. Green Warden, which is going to be really good with Omnath. I thought that I would find something. I thought we would find a thing. We found a Worm Coil Engine. I thought we might find more. Yep. their things are becoming problems because this Ancient Green Warden and Omnath combo is just highly problematic. Uh-oh. That's also problematic. Oh, I think we might come back and lose this game after that time warp. I thought we might be okay because they were like, oh, they're getting short on mana. We got a couple of more draws. But we have found just absolutely nothing. Just bad news. Real bad news. That's real bad news is that's if the ska band Real Big Fish went like light death metal, which I feel like that's about what they're capable of doing. Okay. So we can block here and then block here. And then Malakir Rebirth on the Pyromancer. So that way the Pyromancer will come back. We will discard the Mountain and then draw 2. Alright. That's something. Friction Flesh Gorger's it's not nothing. We might be in too little too late territory because our opponent has a healthy 16 cards in their hand, and it's likely they're going to end their turn with more than 16. Like, probably like 20. And we couldn't get over the hump fast enough. I thought we were going to. I thought we were just going to play our big stupid monsters. And their Mizzix Mastery-ing with a Time Warp, and then they get an Into the North, and then they get an Escape the Wilds. At least they're not able to mass manipulation. You know, you gotta look on the bright side. And sometimes you just gotta sit back. You can't cast any spells, and you just gotta let your opponent do their thing. And hope that you're alive when their thing is done. We have 2 little 1/1 blockers right now, which, rest assured, one of them is going to block this turn. One of them is going to block next turn. We're going to block the single biggest creature this turn, and then we'll try to do the same next turn. Uh-oh, Genesis Ultimatum. That's never a spell where you are in good shape when it's played. Okay. Well, true to our word, we'll just block the 1. We'll take 11 because they get another turn. They have another turn. Now they could blink Omnath, but then they're going to lose a gigantic attacker. Yeah, that's what I thought. Usually they're not expected to have 13 counters on Omnath, but you know what? They do today. And I can respect that. I don't even know. Ah, Crater Hoof. That's a lame way to win. But it is gonna... okay, alright. You know what? I stand corrected. Crater Hoof, I will say, is a lame way to win. However, 3 Crater Hoofs is decidedly less lame. And that's much cooler. Obviously, we will, as we had said, we'll block Omnath. And then we will proceed to go to negative... Oh, only negative 13. Thanks, First Strike. Alright, well, at least if we're going to lose in style. Alright. We're playing against a true villain this time. Elish Norn, Grand Cenobite. We're on the draw. We have a thing to bring back. We have a thing to put in the graveyard. And a really good card and some removal along the way. So, we're going to give this a go. Mainly because I feel like we have... you know, Tormenting Voice is going to help us kind of get the rest of the lands that we need. Okay, that's another good thing that we can put into the graveyard. Let's put Combustible Gearhulk in first, though. There's our third land. And then we can play the Celestis. Alright, they are Turbo Norning. Just sometimes that's what it takes, I suppose. Okay. Celestis. Alright. Oh, boo. Boo, boo on you. Alright. Let's go ahead and get rid of this. We'll make a 3/3. I'll go ahead and block. They were like, you know what? We also think that you will block. We'll pay the 2, and I think we're going to go ahead and just Pirate's Pillage. And let's get rid of Bolus' Symbol. Alright. We're good. We're going to just chill. Raise the alarm. The alarm has been appropriately raised. Rabble rousing. That's not great. If they attack with 3, they'll make 3. We will get to block the Solemn, but still very scary. Okay. Alright. Well, let's put a Mishra out here. Only because we have Undying Malice, which I don't want to have to use, if possible. And our opponent's in quite good shape for us to, Lord. Oh, they just got an Arcane Signet? Oh no, that lets them cast Elish Norn on their second main phase, though. Alright, well. Actually, just in case they have something that cares about green creatures, in addition to white creatures, you never know. No! Okay. Okay, the Might Stone and the Weak Stone. Alright, well, we're gonna first Citadel. Okay, Rotting Regisaur. Mind Stone. Meteor Golem, nice. Land. Don't want to cast Agadeem's Awakening. We can bring back Combustible Gearhulk. I think we need instead to Seasoned Pyromancer. And we will discard Black Market Connections and God Pharaoh's Gift, because I believe those are... okay, excellent. So there's a Crux of Fate, which is good news for us. Very, very good news for us. Crux of Fate into Agadeem's Awakening is actually... that's kind of a thing. So they're attacking for 8. Let's just not attack. Let's just not attack. It's going to be doing some blocking. Okay. Hey, that was a good use of Bolas' Citadel. Got us down to 6. A nice, comfortable, cozy life total. Oh. It's gonna kill us exactly. That is very annoying. I'm very, very annoyed. This is gonna kill us exactly, isn't it? Apparently 7 was the comfy life total. Wow. Wow. All we needed to do was survive, and then we could crux. Wasn't meant to be. Alright, so this time we got a fast one. Harbin, Vanguard, Aviator. We got a lot of looting. Surely that can pull us out of this hole that we're in. Surely, right? Oh, our opponent wants to go fast. Let's... I guess we need to do this next turn. Get rid of Feign Death. Draw some cards. Okay. A Braid is good. That's going to be necessary because this is a soldier and this is a soldier. Even in death, this is a soldier? Come on. Thalia's Lieutenant. Okay, they are going hard. Lightning Axe. Alright. Well, let's Lightning Axe. Already played a land. We'll pass the turn. Probably gonna Lightning Axe and get this Dinnick. Okay, okay. Cost ourselves 1 damage by doing that. We will discard a card. We will kill this. We'll get rid of this Rebirth. And then we'll take 3 instead of the 2 that we should have taken. Also gave our opponent a free life. But that is how it be sometimes. Okay. Put into a graveyard from anywhere. Investigate. It seems good for what we're doing. Tempted to get this out, but I think we are going to... Well, now we're going to kill the Vanquisher's Banner. Once they put it on Soldier. Artifact. Yes, you. And we just need... We need some juice. What do we like? Unexpected Windfall? Big Score's technically better. We'll leave that. Ah, yes. All the lands. Black Market Connections. No, I think it is time. Time to put a blocker up. As before we die, gotta put a blocker up. Okay. Yeah. We'll block this. Take 4. Zephyr Sentinel. Gonna return that. This gets a counter. That gets a counter. We're going crazy over here. We need something good. I don't even know what we need, but it's got to be good. Come on now. just a bunch of air. This is unbelievable. All right, we're just gonna go looking. Obviously, oh, word? Tap admit. You know what? Yeah. Why not? Right on time. We're dead. We're super dead. We've never been more dead than we are right now. Never been more dead. All right, Chandra Awakened Inferno. Fortunately, 3 is slightly less than Mishra, but we gotta mull this hand. Oh, we'll definitely keep this one. We got some ramp. We got a way to discard a big thing. We got a sweeper. Let's say red. We have the combustible gear Hulk, and then maybe we'll need, and of course, it was only appropriate that we. I think we're actually just gonna get rid of this Yahenni's expertise. We might just be able to cast combustible gear Hulk. Spark Hunter Masticore is, I think, more playable in Historic Brawl than people give it credit for, only just because there's so many commanders that are planeswalkers. Nothing really much more crazy than that. So it can gain indestructible, which I would like to have it have, considering that we're playing Chandra. However, I also would like to play Fable of the Mirror Breaker. So we're gonna run out. We're gonna run out old Fable. We'll deal that too, no doubt about it. Never been a doubt. Torbrin. Okay. Celestis. Let's pitch these two. Mainly because I think I'm going to draw a land. We did, and now we're just going to play Combustible Gear. Choose your combustioning. Opponent only takes 5. Okay, right on. They milled a Guardian Idol, a Feigned Death, and a Cathartic Pyre. And we're going to get hit for 6 with a Goldspan Dragon. Okay. So be it. Rotting Regimosaur. Okay, do we have anything to bring back? We have a Celestis. And that's... yeah, and a Guardian Idol, technically. I think that... well, first I'm going to attack with this Combustible Gear Hulk. And, you know, I think I just want to play this Rotting Regisaur. Because it's got 6 toughness, which can kind of keep it out of range of this Chandra. Yeah. Yeah, we'll play Rotting Regisaur. It's a blocker against Torbrin. And conveniently, our opponents, obviously, their things are 4 toughness. Okay. We will take 6 again. As there's not a lot we can do. And we're just going to discard this Electric Revelation. We'll just discard it. Alright. We are going to attempt to copy Combustible Gear Hulk. I'd like for it to resolve. Okay, it resolved. That's pretty good. Yes. Our opponent says that's too many combustible Gearhulks. Didn't need Mishra, but able to get it done anyway. Alright, our opponent this time is Tyvar Kell. And we have a pretty great hand of 2-drop for one of their elves, Liliana for another one of their elves, Fail with a Mirror Breaker for playing magic, and Key to the Archive, which will let us discard a fatty and then provide us some mana. So, what more could you possibly want? I mean, I guess at fatty we could want a big old fat artifact, but still, not bad. We'll go ahead and play this on turn 1. It's only fair. Our opponent did theirs. We'll do ours. So, Tyvar Kell's got the arena symbol, a.k.a. they made it better. Because they definitely didn't make it worse. Now, I'm glad they played that on turn 2 and we had to remove a spell, because this is quite a powerful card. Gives them elves 1s a turn every turn. And pass on that. Pelt's Collector. Okay. What if... No, we'll let him kill Liliana. Let's just try to run him out of cards. This emblem will draw them cards. Yep. So they can put counters on Incubation Druid, untap it, attack Liliana. Or cast 3 mana's worth of things. I don't want to discount all of their options.
It's no fun when they hit back.
Black Market Connections. Let's just play the Key to the Archive. And I feel like Lightning Helix. Maybe just Doomblade, honestly. No, I think it needs to be. It needs to be Lightning Helix. I feel like we don't have the time for Black Market Connections, but Temple of Malice can go instead. Change my mind mid-sentence, okay? Sometimes things be evolving like that, you know?
I believe we can be heroes.
Man, these things are getting aggressive. Let's make white and red. What could I have? Another elf or berserker. Okay. So not, aka not that, but another one. Alright. We don't have anything to bring back. Hopefully we can find something, but we don't have it yet. Toski. Toski's pretty good. Okay, they got a 4/6. I cannot block. Cannot reasonably block, which means they get to draw a card, which is, you know, bad news for us. Hopefully they don't draw an... Oh, they drew an elf. Sweltering Suns... Not terrible, but... Toski is going to be a bit of a problem. This just gets rid of their Jasperis Sentinel. Alright. Against my better judgment. We're going to keep both of these to discard next turn. Alright, so they're going to say, whenever they cast an elf, it gets haste and they draw 2 cards. Which is very, very bad for us. I thought that they might do that. I thought they might be feeling fresh. Okay. Maybe they don't have another elf. Maybe they just don't have another elf. That would be pretty cool. Okay. Only attacking with Toski. Okay. No other elf? Alright. Ooh, Portal to Phyrexia. Now, I wish... Okay. Let's play this Fires of Invention. And then if we attack here... 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So we can attack with this too. Let's just get Tyvar. Guess we get Tyvar down to 1. That's worth it. We can cast the portal next turn. Okay. Okay, alright. Just don't play... They're gonna start to get... They're gonna start to get the, start to draw elves, aren't they? Well, we couldn't last a second turn. That would be unreasonable. Okay, they are going hard. They're gonna draw 4 cards, which is gonna lead to more elves. Yep, more elves. That's not a sweeper. That's not a sweeper at all. So we'll just play this. Keep our treasure. Okay. Maybe if they can't kill Reflection of Kiki Jiki, we can, like, spin our wheels with Seasoned Pyromancer, perhaps. We have our engine. We have Fires of Invention. Okay. This cost 8. Their elves gain haste. I think we just don't attack. I think we gotta figure out. We have to figure out another way. We really need this. I mean, the good news is, even if they kill the reflection, if we can somehow kill Seasoned Pyromancer. Okay, so we can get Toski back with the Portal to Phyrexia, which is pretty good for us. Archdruid is not good for us. I'd say that's bad for us. So is this Freyalise in their hand. That's also bad. Oh, this gets haste? Yikes. All their elves have haste. How could I forget? Icon of Ancestry. Okay. They got some big honkin' elves. Well, let's... I think we want to go full control. Let's get Toski. And then we're going to go ahead and draw 2. This will just draw us 2 cards. Okay. Cathartic Pyre. Well, we can discard 2 and then draw 2. And we will just... I guess we'll do it for free. Discard up to 2, draw 2. Boo. 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 Boo, that is not what we want. Alright, let's sacrifice Mind Stone. Draw a card. Tormenting Voice. Let's unearth Mind Stone. Let's sacrifice Mind Stone, draw a card. We'll attack with this fake one. Okay, they blocked. Predictably. No, those are both gone. Alright. Good game. Ah, Crater Hoof. Oh, they're dropping the mic. Oh, whoa, Crater Hoof, that's crazy. Didn't see that one coming at all. You know, we got their Toski, though. They can't take that away from us. What if we, like, countered Crater Hoof somehow, and then reanimated it and then killed them? That would have been sweet. But alas. Which was not meant to be. Getting hoofed. Alright, we're playing Croxa, Titan of Death's Hunger. Maybe they'll help us discard stuff. This is a pretty solid hand, though. We have a little ramp. We have a Planeswalker to play on turn 3. That's scary. We'll make this black. Angrass Rampage. Okay, well. You know what? Let's play this as a land. Then we'll pass the turn. I'd rather get this Liliana. This Liliana has a much more fun ultimate. Gets our creatures back. Most of our creatures are artifacts, but you know. Same deal. I think we're just gonna discard this Thrill of Possibility. I think we're gonna be in it for the long game. And we will discard Spark Hunter, Masticore. They put Croxa back in their command zone. That's interesting.
I really don't care about your plans.
It's very interesting. Are they going to Croxa again? Well, I don't want Yanni's expertise. We're gonna double Liliana them, okay? That's just how it be. Okay. So they lost Mountain and Fatal Push. They could Croxa us. And we would take 3 because we don't have anything to discard. Synthesizer. Okay. So I exile that, they can play it. Ooh, Lol. Lol is pretty spicy.
I will get what I want.
Let's go ahead and play Mishra. And we're just gonna keep going upstairs. They might be able to kind of manage, like, you know.
We all have things
One Liliana? Maybe they can't manage 2.
for your loss.
We are going to, I think next turn we're gonna unearth Spark Hunter Masticore, and then we're gonna just get this Lolth. Because they're gonna take down Lily, this... Ooh, okay. Oh, they're gonna just go for both? Okay. Interesting.
You're gonna need a good
That's a
undertaker.
missed opportunity.
Croxa. Yeah, we don't have anything. We'll just lose 3. So now Croxa's in the graveyard. Alright. Okay, well. We're gonna unearth the Spark Hunter Masticore. We're gonna deal this 1. We're gonna deal this 1. Alright.
At least there is blood
then-
on your hands.
We are going to have them sacrifice a creature. These things have menace, which is appropriately menacing. And we're going to go ahead and kill this also. Okay, we have 4 in our graveyard. Okay. Now they can make a... They can make a creature. And they certainly can get... They can Croxa. If they want to Croxa us. But we have a noxious Gearhulk lurking. And it is indeed lurking. I'd say it's big time lurking. Yeah. Okay, so they're going to exile this Diabolic Intent. That would have been a really good card to play. I do believe. And this is back. This is going to kill Croxa. We will take that game action. Yes, please and thank you. And we're going to go attacking our opponent. I imagine they're not going to block. Alright. They do get to kill one of our Lilianas.
You won't be outsmarting me.
But they're at 3. We have a Meteor Golem to clear the way of, you know, basically anything. They can't Croxa again. We're currently we have 7 on them. We're can attack them for 7.
Knew this was a waste of time.
Okay, so they're gonna return Croxa. Okay, you know what? I gotta give it to our opponent. They have opted to get the most out of their commander, and I can respect that. I can absolutely respect that. Just cast it as many times as possible. Yeah. All right, Illuna Apex of Wishes. We gotta get risky, okay? We're gonna keep this hand off of the strength of exactly Cathartic Reunion. And then we're gonna pitch these 2 gigantic things. What could possibly go wrong? What could possibly go wrong? Okay, we drew some lands. Look at that. Look, we are doing the thing. Okay? Now, our opponent is playing a combo deck. The only non-land permanent they have in their deck is Omniscience. Okay? So they're going to make some tokens, which we will be required to kill. I think that I will keep this one. We're going to have to kill the tokens. And they, because if it doesn't mutate, if it just enters the battlefield, then it doesn't do the mutate thing. So they're just going to do like a lot of ramping, so they can do it all in one turn. And they might make a token with like Dwarven Mind, get a bunch of mountains. They might, you know, they'll make a token with some sort of spell. But it's all spells, okay? 100% spells. That's why we gotta be ready. We can't just kill some of the tokens. You gotta kill all the tokens. Alright, we're gonna get rid of Wormcoil Engine. Now, part of the issue here is if they can make a token at end of turn, then they can do this thing. So we can't really afford to tap out, is the bad news. Arcane Bombardment. Cast your first instant or sorcery, exile one, and then cast it. Okay, yeah, right on. That's a scary one. So next turn when we have 2 1-mana removal spells is when we can play Mishra. Maybe actually probably should have played Mishra there to be perfectly honest and held up Feign Death. And we got a Growth Spiral. But I feel a little bit safer next turn. Probably for the worse. Are they casting anything? No. So 3 lands available. Alright, let's just play our Mishra. Okay, so it resolved. End our turn. Or Prismari command. Yep, resolves. And they're gonna Growth Spiral and then Circuitous Route. So we have to Meteor Golem this, because this is very bad news. As we can see, they only have 4 cards in their hand, but they have 48 lands, which is probably about 8 more lands than they have in their whole deck. But they got them somehow. Double Vision. Oh, Lord. I think... So it casts twice. Okay, so we're going to cast Feign Death. So it's going to come back. Going to deal it 4. And then they're just going to copy this? Sure. Oh, we are boned. Yeah. Then it's going to come back. Returns with a counter. Tapped. Going to deal with it again. And then they're doing 1 million things. 5 million things. And creating another Storm's Wrath to finally finish it all. I'll put it in the command zone this time. Well, I stand corrected. They appear to have a different deck. Where they have many more permanents and not just omniscience. But we are... I would say the technical term for this is dumpstered. Is what's happening to us. We are getting dumpstered. Well, that was our end step, by the way, for those keeping count at home. So now they do all of these whenever they cast an instant or sorcery. And they're going to shuffle those in. Yeah, yeah. I don't know how we can get out of this, but our opponent's deck is pretty cool, so we're going to let it happen. Oh my gosh. Copies, instants, and sorceries. How much mana does our opponent have? That seems like a crazy, crazy amount. Time warp. Yep. Yep. It happens. Burn down the house. It has been burned. Chatter of the squirrel. Oh no. Flashing back chatter. Body of research? Oh no. Can't believe they still have 59 cards in their deck. That's 20 more than us about. Oh man. And they're copying their body of research? Oh, they didn't copy it? Or they copied it once? I thought they were going to copy it again. We're going to cut this squirrel. Maybe they also have omniscience. And they're stopping us from the squirrel. Okay. Flip the switch. Yeah, let's see it. What if after this they did actually have omniscience? What if that's what it was? No, it's Primal Amulet. Okay. Well, I think we got a shot. If our opponent disconnects. Nope, they went to attack. Too late. Good game. Our opponent's deck is pretty awesome. I'll give it up. I'll give it up. And we finally, in the end, must defeat Goshentai of Life's Origin. I always forget we actually have discard spells in this deck. We've drawn so few. But we're going to mulligan here. This we will keep. We'll keep Team Liliana. Maybe she will be able to keep our opponent off balance enough. We did get a wave with a Gisa with a zombie hand. I can respect that. So, we're going to discard this Feign Death because obviously they're not interested in doing any care about what we are doing at all. And let's just go ahead and just start running them out of cards.
I'm tired of your secrets.
Team Liliana might have to be on the attack here. Spirited Companion. That's going to draw them a card. Nope, we're going to pay. Upstairs it is. We'll discard Meteor Golem. Man, if only this could tap a legendary permanent, that would be real spicy. Well, we're obviously going to get rid of a Braid here. Okay, they had to get rid of Shark Typhoon and Goshentai of Boundless Vigor as well as Overwhelming Splendor. Alright. Okay. They're going to lose these last two cards in their hand, but they got the mana. I don't really want to lose this Crux of Fate because it's actually quite good against their commander, but you know, that is what it do. Okay. Ooh, Elspeth Conquers Death was the last card that had to go, just in case. Alright. Well, they target enchantment card.
Necromancer.
So they're going to be able to get back Elspeth Conquers Death. And we will just try to pressure them. They're going to have 1,000,000 mana. Which is going to be used to get... There's Elspeth Conquers Death. It's going to get our big Liliana, of course. They are going to have to sacrifice a permanent. It's not 100% free. And they sacrificed the Elspeth Conquers Death. That seems like that's backfiring a bit. Oh, man. You know what? You know what I like, though? You know what I like? Let's discard this Sundering Titan.
You won't be outsmarting me.
We're gonna Meteor Golem. The only thing we can hit is the Sterling Grove, which we will hit. But then we're gonna Sundering Titan. We'll pay. Choose a land of each basic land type to destroy. Okay, I have chosen each basic land type. Now, I'm going to have to destroy some of my lands on the way out. But... actually... we can just do Blood Crypt. As that was the only option. So, they... of any one color. No! Of course. And then they're going to get Mishra. And sacrifice the Elspeth Conqueror's Death. We'll put it in the command zone. All they had to do was just not draw.
Be more annoying.
Gosh. I thought we might have been able to have it.
We all have things
I thought maybe. Just maybe. We could not get away from the constant Elspeth conquering of death. Can't believe this is how it's going to end. Yahenni's expertise. Cast it while we can. Ugh. Man, nothing else would have mattered. Oh, and then they just naturally draw the Sanctum? Wow. Wow. I cannot believe it. I thought things were going so well, and now they get to draw 6 cards, and by 6 cards I mean 12 cards. The hero... Yep, that's it. That's it. Good game. The hero could not overcome the villain for the final time. Well, it's clear we have a little bit of work to do with this deck. And I'm not going to be one of those people that's only going to show you the good stuff to make something seem like it's the best thing in the world. We got smashed a bunch of times. I felt like we were really close in some of those games, right? We just couldn't quite turn the corner. Maybe the deck just needs a full overhaul in some sense. But either way, this is Mishra. Maybe there's a better way to do it. If you know a better way, let me know in the comments exactly what that is. Thank you all so much for making it to the end of the video and for your support. And if you're not yet doing so, make sure to follow me on social media. You can find those right here and in the description of the video. That's also where you can find the deck list for this deck, of course. And if you're not following this channel, make sure to do so by hitting that subscribe button. And of course, like this channel, like this video for this channel, and make sure you don't miss any other Historic Brawl content, Commander content, Gladiator content, or more. Thank you all so much again. And I'm Justin Parnell. We'll see you next time.